Welcome to Galactic Command Tarot. This is a psychic beacon, so if you're watching this, then you're a member of Galactic Command. Now, you can choose to believe that or not, but as it is, you exist in one of two states or conditions, and that is either active or inactive. Now, active means everything I say or do or pull from the ancient Galactic Command Tarot deck will apply to you. Inactive means everything I say or do or pull from the ancient Galactic Command deck will not apply to you. To go from inactive to active, all you have to do is make that decision in your heart. That is it. Okay? So let's get started. This is the ancient Galactic Command Tarot deck manifested by Archangel Michael. If you don't know how Archangel Michael became part of Galactic Command, it's a fairly simple thing. As you know, Galactic Command is aliens, including light beings, Pleiadians, all different sorts, but we'll focus on the Pleiadians, okay? Relatively normal looking. Most people consider them blonde hair, blue eyes, but actually, they are just as diverse and ethnic as the planet Earth. Let's just take an example: Chinese, African Americans, Mexicans, the Inuit, what you would know as Eskimos. They are diverse just like that. But all people think that they're like blonde hair and blue eyes. It's just what has been perceived. Now we'll take into reference our own exploration. We sent men to the moon, okay? We sent Neil Armstrong. And for all intents and purposes, he's literally blonde-haired and blue-eyed. So if anybody on the moon were to make any kind of conclusion of what Earth people would look like, they would say, well, they look white with blonde hair and blue eyes, because that's what they saw. And if the other guys came off and they looked at them, so well, they have maybe brown hair and brown eyes, or black hair and green eyes, there would be some deviation. Well, that's how it technically is with the Pleiadians. So you don't technically see too many African American Pleiadians. You don't see too many Japanese Pleiadians. But that ethnicity, that race diversity is part of their culture, just as part as anything else in the universe. Okay. So going back to Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael went on the Twinflame Journey to prove it could be done. And so he was born into a human body, kind of like Jesus was, but Jesus knew who he was. He knew he was the Son of God. Archangel Michael had all of that taken away from him. He had no memory of who he was, that he was God's champion, that he was the most powerful angel in the universe. He did not know that he was the leaders of God's army. And so he was born, he grew up, he was raised, he went to school, he got into fights, he smoked cigarettes, he drank, all the things any other person would do. And during his travels, we'll call it that, or his progression in life, he eventually stumbled upon the harmony in his own body. He wanted balance. And he also had two members of Galactic Command that were with him, whispering into his ears, telling him to do this, not that. And it's technically up to you yourself to listen to them. They sound like whispers. If you go into a room and do your alphabets and you say it quietly, that's the voice you hear inside your head, and you think it's imagination. So anyway, going back to Archangel Michael, eventually he raised his vibrational frequency to the point where he started meeting light beings and light workers, and he was doing all kinds of works, as a light worker. And eventually he met the Pleiadians, and he met members of Galactic Command, and he raised that vibrational frequency to the point where he found out he was Archangel Michael in human form, and that to progress past that, he had to keep raising his vibrational frequency to the point of the angelic realm. And it was a difficult decision, but he's Archangel Michael. He's determined. He put everything aside. He literally devoted his whole life to accomplishing this. And he finally did it. And he raised himself to the angelic realm. And then he manifested this deck in the presence of the Almighty God. And now I have it here, because I received it. So, this is your reading. We're going to shuffle the deck the way Archangel Michael taught Archangel Wendy, who is the third most powerful angel in the universe. A lot of people don't know that. There's actually three. Two of them are, one is well known by the Vatican, but they find her things, they find her writings, their pictures and stuff like that, and they hide them. They collect them and they hide them. Her name is Archangel Little Michelle. She's perpetually 14 years old. She could be 1 billion years old, but if you see her, she'll look like a 14-year-old girl. She wears a standard white utility uniform, angel utility uniform. It just kind of looks like a white mini dress. That's it. No shoes. And the second most powerful one, the one after her, which would make her the third, is Archangel Wendy, who manifested the very first tarot decks for mankind. Now you shuffle them like this. Take your left hand and divide it into 3 piles and put them back together. Now Archangel Wendy, all 3 of them are Christmas angels. And if you're wondering what Christmas angels means, it just means they were there when Jesus was born. Okay? Archangel Wendy, her name means best friend. Archangel Little Michelle, her name means Little Michael. That's literally what it means, Little Michael. Archangel Wendy's name means best friend. So they literally travel together. And Archangel Wendy has red hair. She dresses in a blue, different style of utility uniform. It's blue, powder blue, kind of like the back of these cards. Sort of that blue mini skirt. She has almost like silk see-through blue sleeves that come to here. And underneath you see almost like the dress part underneath. And she has red hair, and she's what most people would consider the Christmas angel that you see on a tree. A lot of people envision a red-headed angel with a long flowing blue dress with white on it, almost like the Virgin Mary. And that's technically, how people perceive her as a Christmas angel. Anyways, getting to your reading. As I said, this was manifested by Archangel Michael, but the very first tarot decks were manifested by Archangel Wendy to help mankind access the light in their hearts. I have no idea what those first tarot decks look like. No idea. But this is your reading. King of Pentacles. Your life. Excuse me, getting some dust off of here. Your life. You are in charge of your life, just like the king here. You're in command. You make the decisions. Your guardians, or those who are around you, you get downloads every day, just so you know it. There's someone called an operator. And according to what's being talked about you through your guardians, there's 2 that travel with you all the time. They're family members, just so you know. You usually pick them before you come here, before you forget everything. And it's usually family members, because they love you. And so they're going to take care of you. And they whisper and you listen, or you try to listen. And as I said, if you want to hear them, go into a quiet room and say your alphabet in your head. That's what it'll sound like. And you can literally just say, what's your name? And if you hear the word Sarah or the name Sarah pop up, don't think it's your imagination. Just say, okay, that's someone's name. And then if you hear the word Bob or the name Bob, then you can say, okay, one of you is Sarah, one of you is Bob. Now their names are normal names. Like if you were in Chinese, it might be Shang Tsung, like from Mortal Kombat or something like that. But wherever you're from, it's pretty much the names you're used to hearing. Okay, so if you were in India, the name would be sort of an Indian name. If you were from Mexico, it would be sort of a Spanish name. So, but anyways, what they're telling you is they are talking to you, and you get downloads every day. And what they do is they have a discussion about you, and then they talk to the operator. He figures out how well advanced you are in your own development, and he'll send out maybe one download, maybe two, maybe 10, maybe 20. And this will help you progress in your life. And what this is saying, this is you taking charge of your life and working it, because like a lot of members in Galactic Command, before you find out that you are a member of Galactic Command and you are on the Twinflame Journey looking for the love of your life, the twin flame is not like a soulmate. A twin flame is part of you, part of your heart. And without that other part, you're whole. A soulmate is another person you can fall in love with. You can be completely happy with a soulmate. You can live together for the rest of your life, but it is not your twin flame. Now, when you find your twin flame, it's not going to all be a bed of roses, but you will know, because you will stop searching. And that's one of the things about members of Galactic Command. They feel like they need to be going somewhere. They feel like they need to be finding something. And you take command of your life. And when you find your twin flame, you stop searching. You stop searching. And then you know. And then you live the life you can with them as best you can. And that's you taking charge, listening, moving forward. Two of Pentacles, just like I said, choices in your life. And it's a balance, as you can see. Try to maintain a balance. Now, this is emotions. If you've never done Dark Night of the Soul, which is very crucial. In fact, Archangel Michael spent years and years doing Dark Night of the Soul constantly. Now, what that is there are all these memories in your head. Good memories and bad memories. Dark Night of the Soul is finding all of those memories, even the horrible ones. And he did not hold back. What you do is you find, as an example, find a horrible memory. Bring it up until you remember it, until you're literally looking at it in front of you and living it again. Go through it over and over. What could have I done? What couldn't I have done? How would I have changed it? Live through all the different ways it could have turned out. And at the end of every way, forgive yourself and forgive the memory and send love to it. And just keep doing that. And what you're doing is you're reliving it, but you're also releasing it. And you send that memory to God. You say, this memory, I send it to you with my love. Until finally you look at that memory and say, that memory doesn't bother me anymore. And it's healed. That is called dark night of the soul because it is not pleasant. It is not pleasant at all, but it is essential to your progress. And you go through all the bad memories, every single one of them. Some of them might just be trivial ones, like I had a bad time at the grocery store. I was 50 cents short. That bothered me all day. I'm thinking about that. I can forgive that one. I send love to that one and I send it away and it's gone because it's that simple. It's the difficult ones. It's the horrible ones that are hard, but it's still dark night of the soul. You can start wherever you want. The balance will be restored in you. Now, when the balance is in motion, it means it's okay to get angry. It's okay to be happy. But maintain a balance. Don't let them overtake you. If it's sad, feel the sadness, but heal it. If you're happy, be exuberantly happy. If you feel love, feel love. Some people feel love, it's kind of tainted, like, I'm in love, but I did this. That is where you have to find the balance, heal it. Love is balance. Love is always balance. If you're looking for the meaning of life, it's just love. That's all God is. If you found the ultimate answer, which is God, it would just be love. So you find that balance. The Air Force describes it like this. They take a fighter pilot. The fighter pilot can't get angry. He can't get sad. He doesn't get upset. He thinks. He's practical. He's not too emotional. He doesn't talk in his sleep. He doesn't sleepwalk. He's fair. He's honest. He's good. He does his job. He has a purpose and a function. Those are actually terms angels use. When people ask angels, why does God let good things happen to bad people? And why do bad things happen to good people? Angels will respond, it serves a purpose and a function. We do not know the thoughts of the Almighty God. He has his own divine plans, but it serves a purpose and a function. Archangel Little Michelle. Who was I just talking about? The second most powerful angel in the universe. And there she is in her standard white utility uniform. What this means, first of all, this is the Ace of Cups. This is love. She is taking an interest in whatever you are doing. Now, I've said this before. If you want to be on her good side and to ask favors from her, she may or may not grant them. But one of the things you can do is get licorice. She loves different angel. She likes Twinkies. She likes angel food cake, anything light, white frosting, white cake, soft, however you like it, she likes it. She likes angel food cake. She likes the light stuff, but she absolutely loves Twinkies that you buy in a store. And that's easy. All you gotta do is go out and buy a box of Twinkies. What you do is when you go to sleep, you put the Twinkie on the side of your bed and say, Archangel Little Michelle, this is for you. I love you. Please grant me a favor. This is the favor. And go to sleep. In the morning, when you wake up, you pretend you see Archangel Little Michelle there with you. You pick up the Twinkie and you pretend you see her picking it up. You open it and you pretend you see her opening it and you eat it. What you are doing is you are manifesting her. You are actually bringing her into your room. She is actually there. She is copying and mimicking everything you do. And when you eat that Twinkie and you love it and enjoy it, she loves it just as much because she really does love Twinkies. And then you say thank you, and then you go about your day. And that's it. You sleep with a Twinkie on your nightstand, ask for the favor, eat it in the morning and say thank you, and go about your day. And you've manifested her. She has been in your room. Really. No BS. No BS. She is there. And she's a member of Galactic Command. Because as I said, Archangel Michael, who manifested himself to Galactic Command, actually joined it. And because he is part of Galactic Command, then angels are part of Galactic Command as well. It all makes sense. And she's fun. She's absolutely fun. If you think angels are stuffy and have all these things that they're supposed to apply to, just remember Archangel Michelle is fun. She's fun. She likes to dance. She likes to be happy. She likes to be joyful. She is fun. She's perpetually 14 years old. Queen of Wands. Actions. Let her help you. Let Archangel Little Michelle help you. That's that feminine. Look. That's how much authority it has. That's how much power she has. She's like a queen. And she's loving and she's fun. But she's also a warrior, just so you don't know. Well, just so you know, if you don't know. She is a shock trooper angel. She comes with full armor. She stands by Archangel Michael, champion of the Almighty God. She is a shock trooper. But she's also a Christmas angel, and she's also loving and happy and fun. A balance. And as you see, she's dressed in white. There to assist you, there to help you. And this is really happening. Look at this. This is really happening. That's an officer in Galactic Command on the bridge of his ship, waiting to help you. Because you are on the Twinflame Journey, the lovers. And these are members of Galactic Command. This represents you. And in the background, there is an angel. Who do you suppose that angel is? Could be anybody, but somebody just showed up in this reading here. Somebody just showed up in the reading here in the background helping you. This is divinely guided. This is part of the plan. You're getting a glimpse into the purpose and the function of, if you can call him the Almighty God, you can call him the Universal Mind, you can call it the universe if you like. However you conceive it, you are being assisted. This is happening. Bottom of the deck. Look at that. That's you, the magician, manifesting. It's a memory of you first coming here. Volunteering. You see, you had to train for a long time to come here, to understand what was going on. You had to volunteer to have your memories erased. But you knew you were going to be assisted. And then after all that training, you had one more chance to back out, because it is a difficult journey. You had to volunteer to step forward, to get into this craft, to come here to Earth. It was the second time you had to volunteer. It's like, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? Once you're there, that's it. It's going to be a long time before we see you again. And you step forward, and here you are. It's a memory. There they are, the ships, floating in the sky, invisible to anyone but those who come here. And then you're born. You know, there's an exercise. I haven't tried it myself. I've heard about it. They say, now I don't know if they're Galactic Command or not because I haven't tried it. But they say there are members of aliens out there. And since they come to Earth, they're probably on good terms with Galactic Command because Galactic Command is a military force that protects the Earth. But if you sit out at night and you send a message, a thought message of love and light, and you imagine a UFO, you know, a flying saucer, spaceship, whatever, and you ask them, can you come down and just buzz me? And you give them, you kind of like give them directions. You in your mind, you say, this is the planet, and you show yourself sending them to planet Earth. Then you say, these are the directions. You go to this continent. If it's America, you send them to America. Then you say, this is New York, and then this is the town, this is the city, and this is my home. And then you give them those directions, and then you sit out and you wait quietly in the dark, in the night, and you stare at the sky. And supposedly, like I said, I haven't tried it. I've been very busy. There's a lot of things that I have done. And supposedly, the spaceship will fly down, and you will see a light. You will see them. And you tell them, keep flying around until I see you. And then, you know, you can leave after that, and then I'll say thank you. They'll say you're welcome, and then they'll leave. This is a memory. This is you. This is where you came from. You came from the stars. Those are the ships that you came from. That looks like a battleship. Then you probably came from somewhere near a battleship or off one, or you came from an aircraft carrier, depending what you see. This is you coming here to accomplish this. And you have help right now. You have a lot of help. The second most powerful angel in the universe. You have a lot of help. So, that is your reading. It applies today, tomorrow, or a million years from now. And as the angels say, good luck, and I will talk to you later.